Happy Sunday, beloveds. Today we're going to speak about self-confidence. What do you and I need to do in order to strengthen our self-confidence? This is why this video is entitled, My Blessings Will Not Succumb to My Lack of Self-Confidence. Stay tuned. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I hope that you've all have had a great week so far. I want to deliver this message today on Sunday so that we get ready to start a fresh week tomorrow feeling strong and ready to really uplift and raise our vibration so that we can take control of our life. So that's why I want to speak about self-confidence. Before I get into this topic, you did not arrive to this video by coincidence. There's no such thing as coincidence. So if you happen to be looking at this video right now and you're not following me yet, take your finger and hit that follow button so you don't miss any of Spirit's strong, motivational, moving messages that Spirit always has for all of us. Self-confidence. It is definitely a fact that so many of us lack self-confidence. And because we lack self-confidence, we are unable to achieve our goals, our desires, and the many things that we want and deserve in our life. But we have to understand what's at the root of our lack of self-confidence. So many individuals that I see, they're not lacking intelligence and they're not lacking skills and they're not lacking ability and a knack to be able to manifest certain things. They just lack self-confidence. You lack self-confidence. That's why things are not happening. That's why things are not being promoted in your life. That's why you're not stepping up to the next level in your life, because you're lacking the self-confidence that you need to have in you in order to bring about the blessings in your life. So when you lose your self-confidence, I want you to understand this message from Spirit. When you lose your self-confidence, you become vulnerable and you basically are giving away your power to every and any other vibration and negativity that surrounds you. That's why it is important that in the process to strengthen our self-confidence, we must really get to know ourselves to the core of our being. We have to really know ourselves in and out in order for us to be in control of our life and be able to possess a strong sense of confidence within us. If you don't know yourself, you will never be able to feel strong and feel confident in yourself. So remember, when you lose your self-confidence, you expose yourself. You make yourself vulnerable and you expose yourself to power and control of others around you. If I don't have any confidence in me, then I am intaking the message that I hear from what I see on TV, the message of what has been posted on social media, the messages of the people that surround me, my families, my significant other, and 9 times out of 10, these messages that I become vulnerable to and exposed to are not positive, they're negative. So I have a broken image of myself based on what I see and what I hear, because I don't have inner security. I don't have strong confidence in myself. And the way to combat against that is to really get to know yourself, the ins and outs of you, completely, all of you, the good and the bad, the beautiful and the ugly. We have to be able to keep a balance between the ugly and the beautiful. We try to hide the ugly aspects of us. We all have it. We all have flaws. We all have weaknesses. We all have things that we wish we could get better at. But in order for us to be able to promote ourselves, we have to understand what are the ugly aspects of us. What parts of us are not as pretty and as nice? What parts of us are we not putting out there because we are ashamed of certain experiences of our past, whether things that we did or things that happened to us? This all forms part of getting to build and strengthen your confidence in yourself. You have to know yourself internally in order for you to be in control of yourself and strengthen your self-confidence. The more you know yourself, the more you get to know yourself, the better you are able to hold on to your self-confidence. It means that I don't need someone else to tell me who I am. I don't need someone else's opinion to validate myself. I don't need someone else to praise me and to applaud me in order for me to feel good about myself. I don't need to make decisions based on what others think I should or should not do, because I am not someone that's going to surrender my power to the opinions and criticisms of others. You have to be able to know yourself, because in knowing yourself, you strengthen your confidence. And in strengthening your confidence, little by little, you get to fulfill your purpose. If that made any sense to you. Is that making sense to you? I hope it is. It is important for you to study yourself. How do we study ourselves? Well, we have to pay attention to the kind of things we say to ourselves. Not the kind of things we say to the world, to our friends, to our co-workers. The things that we say to ourselves, the things that no one really hears us say out loud because we're speaking to ourselves in our mind. That inner voice, those voices in our head, the negative self-talk, we have to pay attention to those conversations we have in our head to understand, why are we like that? What happens when we evaluate ourselves? What happens when we become our own experiment and we study ourselves? We get to really dig deep into understanding where this negative self-talk comes from. Where does this lack of confidence come from? Is it really coming from me, or is it coming from God? Because I'll tell you what, negative self-talk, negativity, those ugly words and ugly emotions, they're not godly-like. They don't come from spirit. They don't come from our ancestors. They don't come from our spirit guides. They come from external factors. The problem is that when we don't possess a strong backbone, when we don't feel confidence in ourselves, we believe that what we are experiencing externally comes from us. My lack of self-worth, my lack of value, my lack of identity, my lack of confidence, which is what this video is about, right? I start to believe the voices that strengthen my lack of self-confidence. And I believe that the problem comes from me, that it comes from within, that I believe that my lack of self-confidence is innate, because what I'm listening to, what I'm paying attention to, whatever negative power or vibration I have surrendered myself to, we tend to believe that it's true within, and it's not. It is not innate. So this is the thing. When you hear a negative voice in your head that says, for example, you're not going to get that job, you're not qualified for that job, you know how many people are applying for that job that are better qualified than you? If you start to feed into that voice, please know that that voice is not coming from spirit. It's not coming from your ancestors. Your spirit guides are not coming from your guardian angels, from God, from the Almighty, from the Most High. It's not coming from Olofin, Olorun, Olodumare. It is not coming from white light source. It's not coming from source. That comes from external vibrations, external experiencing that are internally convincing you that you're not capable for such job, that you are shooting too high in wanting to apply for that job, that you're just, thinking too good and too highly about yourself for pitching, for that position. That negative voice is not godly. It doesn't come from spirit. It comes from external experiences, external factors. We have to learn how to tell those differences so we do not allow our blessings to succumb to our lack of self-confidence. Okay? So therefore, we study ourselves. We listen to ourselves. When we listen to ourselves, we then are able to question the voices, the thoughts, the feelings that are making us think wildly about ourselves, that are making us think less than of ourselves, that are allowing us to fall deep into a hole of dissatisfaction, of depression, of anxiety, of lack of worth, lack of self-confidence. It is impossible for us to grow and promote ourselves while holding to a spirit of lack of self-confidence, because it does not allow us to elevate. It does not allow us to rise. It does not allow us to grow. So we have to question the feelings, the thoughts, the questioning. We have to question these negative thoughts that come into our head, because a lot of what we feel in our mind, which we incorrectly think is innate, really comes from your experiences with your last relationship that didn't validate you, your experiences with family members that always criticize what you do, your experiences with bosses and co-workers that always try their best to put you down, give you a hard time, make your life impossible. And we make decisions about ourselves based on external factors, external experiences. So it is important to question these thoughts. Why am I thinking like this? And where is this thought really coming from? I hope this is helping you. Begin to pay attention. Begin to pay attention to the way you speak about yourself. I'm ugly, I'm not intelligent, I'm not good enough, I'm never going to get this, I'm never going to get married, I'm never going to be able to make more money, I'm meant to stay stuck in this job that I don't like. Pay attention to the verbiage that you are addicted to. Pay attention to the verbiage that you are obsessed with in your mind that has created a home in your inner space, in your mind. It has created a home. It has created it has settled in your mind in a way that it tends to then root itself, kill the positive vibes, it kills the positive vibrations, and it allows the negativity to grow and grow and grow. Pay attention to the words that you say about yourself. Even when in conversation, for example, you could be speaking to your best friend or to someone that actually is a positive person, to someone that actually knows that you are much worthy. And when you're confronted with somebody that tells you, you're going to get this, you're good, you're going to be okay, if the first thing that comes out of your mouth, I'm not going to get that, you know I'm not good for that, or you know I'm not good for this, or you know I don't have the preparation for that, or you know that I have never done this before, or you know that I don't have any experience in this and that. Anything that you say to put yourself down, to belittle yourself, is negative talk that does not stem from spirit. It is negative talk that comes from the effects of your exposure to outer factors, to external factors, to external experiences that have contaminated your conscious mind. It has contaminated your connection and your vibration to spirit. Your vibration and your connection to source has been intercepted by this negative self-talk. So it is important to analyze yourself, not just what you say to yourself, but even how you express yourself to others, as to how you evaluate yourself, how you see yourself, and what you feel about yourself is very important. Because then in doing so, you also get to question, who planted this negative thought, feeling, vibration in me? Who planted it? Did it happen during my upbringing? Was it my mama? Was it daddy? Was it, your ex-boyfriend? Was it your ex-wife who always kept shaming you and speaking ill and ugly about you? Where did these thoughts come from? Who planted it in me? Whatever you plant will grow. Good things and also bad things. So if you've been surrounded by environments or people that have planted negative seeds in you, those seeds will grow if your own negative self-talk continues to nurture it. See, nurturing, we look at nurture as a positive thing, which it is. But we could be nurturing something negative. We could be nurturing a bad habit. We could be nurturing a lower vibrational thought and feeling, and that too will grow. So you have to ask yourself, who planted this seed in me? Who planted these thoughts in me? Did these thoughts come from God, spirit, source, or do they come from me, from my exposure, from my experience, from my flawed self? That's why you have to question these thoughts. It is important for you to, for example, after evaluation, right? After you evaluate such thoughts, you must substitute the negative thought with something positive. You have to substitute it with something positive. Don't stay stuck there. You've recognized that you have negative self-talk. You recognize that there's an addiction, or there's a habit of not feeling good about yourself, of speaking ugly about yourself, or not feeling great about yourself. Now that you are more aware and you are now making sure to pay attention to yourself, once you catch it, you have to substitute it. And it's not easy at first, because hence we are used to what we make a habit out of, right? So therefore, this is not something that you can flip over overnight, but the consistency of it, the consistent positive behavior will little by little start to sink in, and we will start to uproot the negative thoughts, the negative vibration that you have built a relationship with, and substitute it with positive affirmations, positive self-talk, and ultimately positive actions. Because if I don't have good positive self-talk, then my actions are not positive either. So I have to catch the issue. I have to recognize and see where it comes from, and then automatically substitute it right there and then, even if I don't believe it. Because no one said, listen to this key part, no one said that what you are going to substitute the negative thought with, you believe. You may not believe it at the present moment when you start to catch yourself and try to, Spirit says that I'm supposed to substitute this negative talk with something positive. You may not believe it. You may not believe you're capable. You may not believe you're beautiful. You may not believe that you're going to get the job. You may not believe that you're going to get the house. You may not believe that you're going to get married, that you're going to have kids, that you're going to promote your life to a better level. You may not believe it at that moment, but the consistency of you repeating it to yourself, substituting the negative thought with something positive, will start to sink in little by little. Give yourself permission, give yourself the opportunity to go through that relearning process that we all have to go through at times in our lives, especially when all that we have experienced have been downfalls, ugly experiences, negativity, loneliness, depression, anxiety, feeling ugly, not feeling worthy, not having self-confidence. It takes time. Then after that, negative thoughts, as I said earlier, they're not innate. They are intruders. Negative thoughts are not innate. They are intruders. Intruders that come to block your blessings. Intruders that come to block your growth, your stability, your ability to manifest, your ability to feel great about life. They are intruders, and they're there to stop the growth. They're there to make you succumb to the negativity, to the downfall, and the negative, ugly experiences of your life. They're there to contaminate your mind. They're there to control you. So those negative thoughts are in control of you. You are not in control of it. Unless you change the verbiage, unless you change your approach, unless you catch it and rip it from the root and substitute it with something else. Does that make sense to you? I hope it does. You can only correct what you observe. You can only correct what you observe. You can only change what you catch, what you pay attention to. which is why Spirit is saying to you today that you have to pay attention to the talk that you have in your mind, and even what you say out loud, and how you portray yourself, how you behave around others, catching that negative feeling, that negative behavior, that negative comment, that negative expression, so that then you can substitute it for something positive. But you cannot correct what you don't address. You cannot correct what you don't observe, what you don't study, what you don't evaluate. You have to evaluate yourself and see, where is it all coming from. Spirit is telling me, beloveds, that some of you are like at a crossroad, right? So many of you are at a crossroad. I hope this is making sense to somebody, because you're trying to make important decisions right now in your life. You're trying to make a decision over a business venture or a business plan, an online business that you want to do, somewhere that you want to move to, a new relationship that you want to start, and therefore you don't believe in any of these things because you either haven't done it before and you lack the confidence, or you don't know whether or not it's going to work, and you have this self-negative talk that's saying, why are you even bothering when you know it's not going to work? Catch it right there at that moment. Catch that words, catch that vibration at that moment, and nip it in the bud and substitute it with a, yes, I can. If I think I can, I will. If it's been implanted in me that I should start this business, it's for a reason. If I've been instructed by Spirit, my dreams that I have, my ancestor, my intuition, my third eye chakra has been opened for me to see that I should probably be journeying down this route, I'm going to do it. You have to substitute it. And you have to pay attention, and pay attention to the differences between the voice of Spirit and the negative self-talk, which comes from external factors. So therefore, something in your self-confidence needs to start rebuilding little by little. And I say this because some of you who feel that you can't execute certain jobs, certain work, certain business ideas, certain ventures, creative abilities that you want to explore, you have to know that you will only be able to do it if you take small steps. It is recommended that you take baby steps. So many of you want to do the great thing, the big thing, the grand things, and you hit a wall because you're not prepared. You hit a wall because you haven't done all the work. And every big thing that we do come attached with certain challenges. So in the process of me rebuilding my self-confidence in myself, especially for those of you that have tried before executing something new, that have tried before that new relationship, that have tried before that business plan and it failed, the business plan failed, that new relationship failed, you are not a failure. See the difference? The business plan failed, your restaurant might have closed its doors, the online business might have come to a complete stop, your relationship might have collapsed, but you are not the failure. Many of us substitute it and think that because we went through something bad, ugly, negative, that we are that something. We're not that something. We are that person that went through that experience. So what happens when I go through a negative experience that broke me, that hurt me, that brought about all these negative feelings and thoughts and emotions and so on, I start to identify myself with that negative experience. I gotta catch that and stop that there. I should not identify myself with that negative experience. I should be able to extract the knowledge, the wisdom, the lesson that was involved in that experience. Because trust me, no matter how ugly it was, no matter how hurtful it was, no matter how, ugly the experience could have been, there is knowledge, power, and wisdom in that experience that you're supposed to extract so you can learn, so you don't repeat it again. And when you embark yourself in your new journey to do this again, you are able to now detect what you should have not done back then. so that you don't do it again. You see the difference? You have to be able to look at your past experiences not from the context of this happened to me and how this could have happened to me and oh my God, and I'm so ugly and I'm not worthy and I'm so bad and I'm so this. I'm supposed to look at my negative past experiences so that I can learn what I cannot repeat. The patterns that I took place in that old experience cannot repeat itself. There's a lesson for me there. Many of you are more focused in the pain, in the loss, and the why did this happen to me? When you should be focusing on what did I do back there that I cannot repeat again? What mistakes? What did I fail to see? What did I try to justify? What did I try to fix that wasn't fixable? So that I do not repeat those same mistakes again. But I will allow myself permission, give myself permission to start a new relationship. I will give myself permission to work on this business plan because this business plan is real. The way I was approaching it was not secure, did not have a strong, solid foundation. There's a difference. So you can only correct what you observe, what you study, what you evaluate, my beloved spiritual warriors. Now, strengthening your self-confidence starts with baby steps. So give yourself permission to start things small. Many of you are in love with the results of big things, but you have to start small first, because unless you start small, you can't get to the bigger levels. Some of you failed at your past experiences, not because you weren't beautiful, intelligent, and capable, like I always tell you. You failed because you were in love with the big image, with the big results, with the grandiose vision of it. You did not want to start small because you think that small stuff are beneath you. Small stuff are not who you are. If you don't start small, you cannot get to the top. You cannot get to the top. It's almost like going into a company and you just started today in the company and you want to be the CEO tomorrow, or you want to be the partner tomorrow. No, you got to start at the bottom. You have to start at the bottom in order for you to get to the top. Some of you are too hungry, and it's okay to be hungry, right? Because hunger means, and I'm passionate and I want to get there, but I have to understand that there's a process for me to get to the top. There's a process. So overcome small goals. You have to overcome small goals. And as you overcome small goals and you carry it out and you stay consistent and you see that you are able to get to the finish line in those small goals, then you raise the bar and do some other small goals, and you raise the bar. And once you raise the bar little by little in the small goals, you can start then pushing for bigger fish. You can start to, start trying to catch bigger fishes. But you gotta work with the small ones first. Change your mentality about small goals. You think that small goals are not worthy of your time, your energy, and your space. That is not true. That is not true. You got to start small. Then if you can't, like I said, if you can't handle the small goals, because every goal, every experiences come with challenges, what in the heck makes you think that you're going to be able to deal with the big goals that come with bigger challenges, that come with bigger wars for you to fight? You got to prove yourself at the level that you're at. You got to prove yourself at the small level first in order for you to start proving yourself at the bigger levels. Who do you surround yourself with? Spirit says. Spirit asks you today on this sacred Sunday, this sacred spiritual Sunday, whom do you surround yourself with? Why? Because in the process of me rebuilding my self-confidence, if I surround myself with people that are as broken as me or more than me, then the energy that's been regenerated and exchanged in that environment is only energies of brokenness, of lack of worthiness, of lack of self-confidence, and that does not promote me. It does not elevate me. If anything, it sucks the little that I have in me. It just sucks it out. It sucks me dry. So You got to start evaluating who you hang around with. You got to start evaluating who you speak to all the time. You got to start evaluating, what kind of exchange of tears you got going on. I cry, you cry, you cry, I cry. Let's see who cries more. No. No, 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 no. You have to be able to say, today I need people that are positive around me. I need people that have been able to elevate themselves, that have been able to go for bigger fishes, so that I can start seeing what they're doing and I can start mirroring, not copying, but mirroring what they're doing, because they possess a passion, they possess an ability that I want to possess. How is it that they're doing it? And instead of you envying what they're doing, instead of you being jealous about what they do, and instead of you hating on what they do because you are not where they're at, learn from them. Learn from people that are doing things that you want to do. So then you can start applying it into what you want to bring into your life. And you can start to elevate yourself. On the other side of the coin, just be around people that can support you, that can uplift you, that can give you that booster, that can give you that push that you need. Don't sit around people that are crying just like you are, or crying worse than you are, because nothing is going to come out of that, beloved. You have to definitely be aware of your environment. You have to be aware, of who you have around you. Another thing the Spirit says today here is stop shaming yourself. Stop shaming yourself for your past mistakes. Stop shaming yourself for what already happened and how it happened. That's not going to promote you. It's not going to elevate you. Don't become a bag of tears in your bed, binging on Netflix and eating nachos while you cry about what happened and why you lost, and the demotion and you got fired or laid off, or the person that left you. Don't sit there and cry over the failures. Don't sit there and binge with the failures. Promote yourself to the next level by not shaming yourself. You cannot grow. Listen to this. You cannot grow and shame yourself at the same time. It's just not going to happen. So for those of you that sincerely want to grow and feel better about your life and feel better about yourself, please know that it's not going to happen simultaneously at the same time while you're crying and being depressed and my life sucks and oh my God, why me? It's not going to happen. These are two different vibrations that cannot cohabit at the same time. Growth cannot cohabit with depression. Growth cannot cohabit with, I'm ugly, I'm bad, I'm horrible, and poor me. It's not going to happen like that. You have to be able to turn the page and stop shaming yourself so that you can start paying attention to yourself, so you can start bringing changes in that you need to manifest in your life, and then be able to catch those bigger fishes that you want to achieve in your life. So pay attention to yourself and stop shaming yourself. I said before that there is knowledge and power in the mistakes. So instead of you shaming yourself for what you did, instead of you shaming yourself for what happened to you, start to learn from those mistakes. Start to learn from those mistakes. There is knowledge and there's power in the mistakes, so they are not repeated again. And I'm going to also add on here, what is your relationship with Spirit? And I say Spirit, God, the Most High, Oricha, Ancestor, Guardian Angel, whatever. What is your relationship with Spirit? Because when we have a consistent relationship with Spirit, Spirit is not going to feed us negativity, lower vibrations, poor me. That is not coming from Spirit. So the stronger I build a relationship with Spirit, whether through my meditation, through my prayers, whatever it is that you do to connect with Source, the stronger that relationship is, the clearer I'm able to see where am I supposed to go and how am I supposed to attack this goal. The other thing I'm going to add to that is your appearance. Please change your appearance. If you feel ugly about yourself, if you feel ugly about life, it is probably possible that your appearance is not the best either. So we got to dress ourselves We got to take that shower. We got to get out of that bed. We got to, if you're a makeup kind of woman, wear that makeup. If you are a man, that, just likes to look good, look good. And if you're a man that don't like to look good, look good, because the way you dress yourself will dominate the vibration that you call upon. If you look like a bum, you're only going to bring upon bummish energy towards you. Yes, you are. If you dress down and like a bum, and if your appearance looks ugly, you will attract ugly energy, ugly environments, ugly people too, even. Sadly said, but that is true. So therefore, you have to change your appearance. Fix yourself up. Fix yourself up for your goal. Fix yourself up for your passion. Fix yourself up so that you can revive those dead goals, so that you can revive that passion that you have given up on. If you change your appearance will start to attract nicer and better things in your life. Have you really done the work? Spirit asks you. You're doing a lot of complaining, but have you really done the work? Have you really done the work, or did you just try to wing through things? Just wing it. I'm just going to win it. You got to do the work. You got to study. Don't cry yourself to death on your bed, because you failed that exam. Because what you have to ask yourself is, did you really study for that exam? Did you really study for that real estate exam? Did you really study for that bar exam? Did you really study for that medical exams that you have? Did you really study? Or were there things interfering with your ability to focus and study those materials like you should have? Ask yourself that question. Confidence comes from the Latin word confidentia. Okay, it comes from confidentum as well, and confidentum in Latin is being bold. Confidentum in Latin feels having firmly trusting. You have to trust. Some of us don't have self-confidence because we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust what's been gifted to us. We don't trust the process. We just don't trust. So it's about building trust in yourself. Self-confidence is about trusting yourself, being bold, that if you have been blessed by God, by the Creator, by Spirit, Ancestor, Oricha, to be able to focus on this book, focus on this business plan, focus on this relationship, focus on your new job, focus on that degree. You've been given that blessing, and you have to be bold about it, knowing that if it was given to you, if you were put on that path, it's because you have everything it takes to be able to execute it, and no lower level vibration, and no negative persons that you've been exposed to, and no old relationship that never knew how to value you, and no crazy person that you've been exposed to, and no one that tried to dominate you, control you, manipulate you, and no person that's been trying to brainwash your brain, and no family members that never had any aspirations for anything else in life is going to block the blessings that the Creator has bestowed upon you. Step up. Strengthen yourself. Look at the flaws, at the mistakes, so that you can learn from those mistakes. Learn the knowledge, learn the power, learn the message that's behind the mistake, so that you don't identify yourself with this mistake, and strengthen your self-confidence. Because you're about to embark on a new journey. Spirit said so. God said so. The universe says so. It's just up to you. You're not waiting on Spirit. Spirit is waiting on you. I hope this message made sense to you. Share this video. Hit like. Definitely stay positive, strong. Attack those negative thoughts. Help yourself. Because you can't wait for somebody else to come do it for you. You need to do it for yourself, beloved. Share this video, hit like, leave a comment if this message resonated with you today. Happy Sunday, beloveds. If you don't follow me on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel and follow me. I am on YouTube under Spiritual Dr. Afimaye Galarraga. hit my website, spiritualdoctorafi.com, if you're looking to have your own personal reading, or you need to talk with me about certain goals that you want to manifest, because I will start doing coaching as well. So definitely hit me up on my website. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, go to my bio, hit the link, and sign up for my newsletter. And I will see you soon. Have a blessed rest of your Sunday, and may Monday come strong and ready to win, ready to conquer, and ready to overcome any and all obstacles that are in your way. This is Spiritual Doctor Afi. Be blessed.